Can you provide an example of successfully collaborating with a globally diverse team? What challenges did you encounter and how did you navigate them?
One example of collaborating with a globally diverse team was throughout my communication experience in school throughout my sophomore year of college, where I was paired up with group members from all different walks of life, and we had to collaborate together in order to get to know each other, understand each other, and ultimately have a successful group project and final result.
How do you ensure effective communication within a globally diverse team, considering differences in languages and communication styles?
I believe that this is a very important question, and it's also something that's very important to take into consideration when you are tasked with group members and completing a project with multiple people. I believe that it's important, and one way that I kind of navigate it is by one, acknowledging that people come from all walks of life, and culture is a very important thing that makes up identity and kind of challenges people as who they are as a human being and how they kind of perceive the world. And I think that it is very important to me personally to be able to not only understand or try to resonate with, but also to respect different cultural backgrounds that I may not be familiar with. And try to constantly educate myself on different cultural backgrounds in order to understand why people may be the way that they are and to honor where they came from and their cultural heritage, as well as also being able to kind of foster relationships while being able to connect with people from all walks of life and ultimately gravitate towards wanting a progressive, unified group, especially within the workspace or the school space, kind of having that successful end result where each cultural differences and even connections were able to play a successful part.
Share a situation where you adjusted your working approach to accommodate diverse perspectives within a globally diverse team. How did you manage conflicts and ensure everyone felt appreciated?
This is a great question. One specific example of this was during my communications class when I was in a group of five different people. All of us were very different. I think in this sense of culture, it was very much on our personalities. I'm a very outgoing person and I tend to like to be a leader of a group and kind of get everybody involved. However, in this circumstance, I was dealt with a lot of people who were kind of more behind the scenes people and who were kind of more introverted. And one way that I adjusted my approach for this was trying to get on the level of these people, not saying they were any lower than me. They were just kind of wired different ways in their cultural backgrounds and kind of trying to understand why these people kind of prefer to be maybe either behind the scenes or on the research or data collecting side of things. And I think that ultimately understanding and trying to level with my group mates and kind of figure out what worked best for everybody allowed us to have each separate roles, which we were all able to acquire and promote our strengths in towards further gathering all of our strengths together. So our final result was strong on each end and ultimately very successful.
Describe your experience managing projects with team members in various time zones within a globally diverse setting. How did you facilitate coordination and ensure timely outcomes?
I think that this specific question is very personal to me within this first year of my online school experience with ASU because I have had to deal with doing everything remotely. And this also means that I'm communicating and doing group work with people from all different or people from all different, times and places around the world as we are in an online course and not all together in one room. And I think that one day way I was able to deal with this was specifically in my last communications class from last semester. I was able to kind of go on our modules in Canvas and which is what we use for Arizona State University, and try to connect with them by getting phone numbers or social medias there and creating group chats, staying in touch over the phone, and ultimately trying to stay in touch as well as we can, kind of updating each other along the way and trying to find specific timeframes that worked well for everybody, whether that meant that one person had to stay up a little later or one person had to wake up a little earlier. I think that in my personal experience, I've had very willing group mates and it has honestly been very progressive and it's worked out really good.
In a globally diverse team, how do you actively contribute to fostering an inclusive work environment? What measures do you take to ensure every team member feels valued and respected considering their diverse backgrounds?
I think that this question is very important to me specifically as someone who would consider themselves very strong in interpersonal communication skills and kind of thrives off of social interaction and connection with others. I think that it's very important to be able to actively contribute to fostering inclusive work environments. One way that I kind of strive to contain this and to foster these relationships with members and make everybody feel welcome is to kind of get to know each individual on, below a surface level. So people think that they're valued and they know that they have a very strong, important part towards the end goal. I think when people feel like they are valued, they can feel more confident in a group setting and they can feel more inclined to be able to speak their mind and put their thoughts forward, which I think is very important because within a group project, I believe that it's the most successful when everyone feels comfortable and confident with not only saying how they feel, but being able to push forward their own ideas and help collaborate and be more motivated towards being a final end result to that project.